Good morning, David.
Good morning, Salim.
Let us start looking into the relationship between project risk and other risks in any institution or organization.
Yes, projects don't exist in isolation. Projects are performed within an organization which has a strategic goal, which has other projects maybe, which has business operations, which has functions and departments. And project risk management is about understanding and managing the risk within the project. So within the scope of the project, with the objectives of the project, what are the uncertainties that matter to the project? But the project itself matters. The project matters to the organization for delivering the strategy. The project may be delivering outputs which are used during operations or other business processes. The project may form part of a program or portfolio of other projects. So what's happening inside the project is not only relevant to the project itself and the project's customers. The project is relevant to the rest of the business and the rest of the organization. And it may be that the project itself poses a risk to the program or portfolio or to the operations or to the strategy. And that's why, as we were talking earlier on about overall project risk exposure, to answer the question, how risky is this project, is quite important. So if we're, for example, building a portfolio of projects, the portfolio manager will want to know how risky is each project in the portfolio so that we can build a risk-balanced portfolio. If a particular project delivers something of strategic importance to the organization, perhaps developing a new capability or perhaps breaking a product into a new market, then the strategy will be informed by the riskiness of this project. If this project fails, maybe the whole strategy fails. So project risk is related to the types of risk elsewhere in the organization simply because project objectives contribute to other objectives in the organization. And we've talked quite a lot in other videos about the link between risk and objectives and about how we have a hierarchy of objectives within the organization. And so we have a hierarchy of risk as well, because risk is uncertainty that affects objectives, or as the ISO standard puts it, the effect of uncertainty on objectives. So in this way, project risk is always related to other elements of risk within the organization because the objectives are related. Project objectives contribute to program and portfolio objectives. Project objectives contribute to strategic objectives and to operational objectives and to departmental and functional objectives. And so project risk is related to the risks to those other objectives as well.
This is very interesting, David, because you have project risks. And the outcome of this project can affect the organization objectives.
Yes.
So do you think that there should be a direct link from the project, the way the projects are managed and the way the institution is managed? Let us assume that you have a project within an organization. Do you think it will make sense, for example, that organizations should be directly involved because they understand the risk in both sides, in the project, also the risk associated with the organization as a whole?
Well, this question of organizational structure, it depends on the organization itself or on the culture of the organization. So if it's a small organization with not very many layers of management, it might be easy for the senior leadership of the organization to have visibility within the projects. If you're running an international corporation which has 1,000 projects around the world of different stages in different industries, then it's impossible for the senior leadership to have visibility inside each project. But there needs to be a communication, the ability to say, for the project manager to raise a flag or to raise a warning, a concern that says, my project is now getting quite risky, somebody needs to know about this. And so there should be an escalation channel, a way of raising that concern, where the project manager, because the project is not existing in isolation, as we said earlier, and so the project manager can't manage in isolation. But you need to have a formal route for that. Normally that goes through the project sponsor or the business owner. So the project manager has somebody he or she is reporting to who is responsible for the overall delivery of that project. So there should be a communication channel, but I would be wary of saying senior managers can be involved in the management of the project.
Yes.
You know, the project manager is responsible and accountable for the delivery of the project. Let them do their job, but also have a route that they can communicate outwards to say somebody needs to know about this. And if there's a real problem brewing inside the project, then they need to be able to tell people so they can get the help and assistance that they need.
Thank you very much, David.
It's a pleasure.